Trey Lance versus the doubters. How does this man, 22 years old, 2 starts, plays in Santa Clara, California? How does he have so many critics who have so much to say, and they're so freaking loud about it? It's kind of a phenomenon. How do you explain it?
You know what? I think you just said it right there. It's kind of a phenomenon. It really is. We've seen this dude have 2 legit starts. He's played another half. I happened to go to the Seahawks game in week 4. I was there at that game last year. Jimmy played the first half. Trey obviously came in and played the second half. But the thing is, I'll start off with saying this. One thing that I'm getting comfortable with myself saying sometimes, if we don't have all the information, sometimes we need to be okay saying, I don't know. But I think when it comes to, I don't want to even just say journalism, I would say kind of just media and the phenomenon that is Trey Lance at this point in time, due to so many unknowns, it drives up clicks to say, oh, he's not going to be this, or he is, even on the other end, he is going to be this. It drives clicks, it drives up engagement. This is more of a quiet period. Yes, we just had OTAs, training camps like that's coming up, things like that are coming up. But at this point in time, I think it's a situation where, we don't know exactly what this kid is or isn't going to be. On one side, you have people who are super, super pro Trey Lance. I'm pro Trey Lance. I don't think he's going to come out and throw for 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns like Patrick Mahomes. That's unrealistic. Now, could it happen? I don't know. Maybe he has that in him, but the 49ers run a totally different offense than that in the first place. On the other side, you have those who are saying, he's only had a couple starts. He didn't have a whole lot of experience in college as well, too. This kid, he's only 22 years old now. He came in as a 21-year-old rookie. There's a lot on his plate. No way he could do that. No way he can come out and have a good season. I think that's easy to say. It's also lazy, in my personal opinion. I think it's lazy because I think you have to consider what is around Trey Lance. I think Kyle Shanahan is a great head. I don't want to say great. Can't say great yet. He's a good head coach. He's a good offensive mind. I think he got a lot of good weapons around Trey Lance as well, too. George Kittle, Deebo Samuel. I think Brandon Ayuk has a chance to jump out. Jawan Jennings may have the best hands on the team. There's a lot of weapons there. We added some more to the run game as well, too, which, by the way, the 49ers are still going to be a run-first team. But I can go back to this past year and show you game logs where Jimmy Garoppolo threw the ball 25-plus times still. So go ahead.
I feel like this phenomenon is just so fascinating to me. And I want to, really explain why it's going on. And I think it's the Niners are partially responsible by not playing him.
Right.
Because he didn't play in 2020. He really hasn't played since 2019, right?
Right.
He played in North Dakota State. He killed it. Then he didn't play, took a year off. Then the Niners made him take a year off. And now, he's obviously he's a starting quarterback in the NFL for a very prominent franchise, and people want analysis.
Right.
What are we going to expect? And there's no evidence. And so there's all these people who are starved for information about Trey Lance, and there's nothing that you can say. So you have people just making shit up. It's like, people searching his name on YouTube. People searching his name. I watched the tape.
Right.
Trash. It's like, no, you didn't, man. There's 2 games. Like the whole, and you wouldn't say that about Justin Fields because there's a whole season of that you can watch. Fair. No one has anything they can look at with Trey Lance. So you have all these people who are kind of like snake oil salesmen being like, I have the answer. No, you don't.
Right. That's a fair point, though. What you said, I think if I'm reading between the lines of some of the words that you just said, I'm going to hit the nail on the head. The 49ers didn't do any favors for Trey Lance throughout the season last year. They didn't prop him up. They haven't come out this season and say Trey Lance is QB1. I've heard some of the players say it, right, in the meetings, but the 49ers haven't. They haven't always had him prominently featured on promos, things like that. It's started more now. And so you hear people like myself, people like you, this dude's coming out, he's going to be QB1 now. We didn't get a whole lot of that this last year. And to your point, you're right. He only played a couple games. Justin Fields, Mac Jones, all these other rookies that were drafted in the first round played the whole year. So you have people on one side saying, well, Jimmy Garoppolo's still on the roster. He still played when he was really hurt. How did Trey Lance not get in then? He must suck. I think people have to realize that 2 things can be true. Jimmy Garoppolo could have been the starter unless he could not play last year because they wanted what was best for Trey Lance and the future going forward. By the way, little side snippet. I'm with you. I thought Trey Lance should have started last year. That's what I would have done. Start that train. Get it rolling now so that by the time his rookie contract's up, you know fully what you have. You want to pay him. You don't want to pay him. I didn't think Jimmy Garoppolo was that much better that Trey Lance couldn't see the field. That being said, yeah, you have people on one side saying, this kid can't be that great. He must not be good because Jimmy Garoppolo is still playing. Why can't two things be true? Why can't Jimmy Garoppolo have been the starter last year, and that was the goal all along, all season long, because they wanted to set Trey Lance up for the future because he is their future. Can't two things be true? I don't think we live in a world like that, though, especially when it comes to sports.
I just think it's so interesting that people are so much more interested in Trey Lance than Zach Wilson or Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields or Mac Jones when all those guys played last year and you can actually make informed opinions about them. No one really wants to talk about them as much as Trey Lance. Why? Well, maybe it's because I'm stuck in the Niners Twitter, but I really think nationally he's the topic too. And it's because people are obsessed with the unknown. You're talking about something no one knows. And so everyone is equally expert about it. But like when you watch Trevor Lawrence, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, I saw the whole year. It didn't look great. You know what I mean? But I mean, like, it's not his fault necessarily. Let's wait until we see more. But with Trey Lance, it's like, I can't.
There's no nuance.
About him enough because I don't know why he didn't play last year. It's a mystery.
Right.
That's the theory. Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
On the team, so the conversation continues.
It's annoying. It's annoying. If he's on this team come week 1, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm still going to sit here and watch it. But if he's on this team, there's going to raise a lot more questions. I think a lot of people who are saying, oh, Jimmy Garoppolo, if he's here, he's going to be the starter week 1. I think a lot of those people might feel validated. Let me ask you this question, though. If he is somehow on this roster week 1, you still think Trey Lance is the starter, or you think it'll be Jimmy?
I don't see how the Niners can keep Jimmy Garoppolo as a backup. I don't see how the locker room would let it happen. They love him. They love him. And he's made it clear he doesn't want to be here anymore. So to keep him and say, you have to be on a team you don't want to be anymore, and you have to be the backup, I mean, he might actually finally say something publicly, and I think a lot of people would have his back. So we're going to get to Garoppolo in a bit. But yeah, I don't see how if he stays, I feel like he's staying for one reason, because the Niners feel Trey Lance isn't ready yet, and it seems like
I hate that.
He's freaking ready in minicamp to me.
Okay.
Yeah, one thing about Lance and the doubters. Remember the very highly publicized draft class that came out. A lot of analysts sort of dug in their opinion before these guys were even drafted. So a lot of people are just kind of trying to be like, "See, I was right. I said in 2020 that the guy was trash." It's like, how much have you heard that? Right? I was a scout in the league, and I was. It's like, yeah, okay, right. You're the greatest. That's why you're not a scout in the league anymore. But you should be. I don't know, that kind of stuff. Everyone wants to be right. Everyone wants to say they saw it coming.
Hey, if you see that guy post, just tag Indeed.com. Help that man get a job. That's all I'm saying. Help that young man get a job.
I tried.
You did try.
Had to fire me from an unpaid position. That's never a good feeling.
Oof.
Sorry.
From the Jets to Grant Cohn, and you lost both. Sorry, bro.